Contextual information is the information medical schools use in a process called contextual admissions. And contextual admissions is the practice of looking at the context of an applicant's attainment and their potential. And this is often achieved through looking at school performance data, but also socioeconomic data.
So contextual information is information about an applicant which might give the medical schools and the admissions team some kind of indication as to what disadvantages they might be faced in applying to medical school. So, for instance, if somebody is the first person in their family to apply to university, they haven't got access perhaps to information and guidance from their parents about how to apply and how to decide what medical schools to apply to. So that's a kind of a disadvantage in that they might not make such good choices. They might not know how to navigate that system as well as somebody who has a background where their parents have been to university. So what medical schools are usually to do is to see whether any of that contextual information about an applicant means that they should be given any special consideration because they have faced more disadvantage in their application process than others.
We were one of the first universities, or a number of universities have been using contextual admissions since I think about 2012. And the way that they use is to give students some help up the scale of getting into interview predominantly. They're very rarely used beyond that. So for example, they may be given an extra point or two in the tariff for interview, and then they still have to achieve the A-level grades. Or occasionally some med schools will in fact reduce the entry requirements of people who are contextualised. So for example, if their tariff is three A's at A-level, then that might be reduced to 2 A's and a B.
So contextual information will be used by medical schools in lots of different ways. Some schools will use it quite heavily, some might not use it at all, some will use it at different points in the application process. At Holyyoke Medical School, we look at contextual information in terms of offering students additional scoring at the point of selecting for interview. So we give students extra points if they meet some contextual data flags. So by getting them extra points, their application is given a boost to get through to interview. The students also meeting contextual data, they might also be eligible for lower offers as well. So we currently offer students with contextual data points a lower offer of 2 A's and a B if they make Holyyoke Medical School their firm choice. So again, it's offering students and support with their application, recognising that the background that they might have come from doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get the highest grades. So we're trying to support a wider range of students getting into studying medicine in the future.
So some medical schools will obtain the contextual information directly from the UCAS form, but some will actually ask you for further information after you have sent in your UCAS application and require evidence of a particular set of circumstances.
So check a medical school's website to see what contextual information that they use on your application. Usually it is just pulled straight off a UCAS form or perhaps from UCAT or BMAT scoring. There might be additional forms that you need to fill in for that as well and send it off to the medical school. If you're not too sure if you're qualified, you can maybe check some of the criteria. So you can look up your postcode, for example, on the Office for Students website. That's information called diploma data. You can put your postcode in and it'll tell you whether you qualify for that. Otherwise, you might just be able to email or phone the medical school and ask them directly.